Welcome to the Business of Beauty, where we help beauty entrepreneurs in building their business and reaching their dreams. This is your host, David Lee. Our guest today focuses on helping businesses build a strong foundation through an educational platform she created called the 7C Strategy. In addition, she has a community that unites, nurtures, empowers diversity and skills all across all genres of artists in the Asia Pacific region. She is most proud of surviving through bankruptcy and turning it all around with a resilient mindset. Her superpower is effective communication, seeing an opportunity, visualizing, trusting, and creating something new, and of course, resilience. And big, bold letters. I just want to say welcome to the show, Melanie Burnicle at Beauty Boss Business, the Makeup Artists Guild Asia Pacific, and the 222 Group. Wow. Welcome.
Wow. My name was long enough as an intro, but that takes the cake.
Hey, that's quite impressive. Nice resume here. And I'm really excited to have you on the show. You have a wealth of knowledge, experience, and I'm sure our viewers are super excited, to learn from you. So let's start with. Can you tell us a little bit more about the different organizations, different companies that you manage?
Yeah, most definitely. So as a background, I came from a freelance makeup artist and hairstylist. So I was doing that for 20-something years. And then what I found of being with other agencies and things is that I thought sometimes you're doing the work anyway. So I thought I'm going to give it a go. And so I created my own agency and production company because people would come to me because I've been in the industry so long. Oh, can you pull this together for our shoot? Can you pull this together? So I was doing it anyway. And I thought, well, hang on a second. Why am I doing 3 people's job and not being compensated financially for it? So we created 222 Group. And then we were also at a time before there was a lot of masterclasses. There weren't that many available, especially in Australia, from international people. So I started bringing out international people that I was interested in. And so everybody else was, because, everyone chit chats. So that's how 222 Group started. And it's kind of taken on a nice little journey of its own. We started off and then we ended up representing a fair few artists. And I think within that business itself, you've got to learn to trust your gut. And I didn't like managing people. I didn't like having all the staff. I just didn't enjoy it. So, I spoke with my business coach at the time and just went, you know what, let's just make it simple. And we just contract everyone and everything in for that company now, which for me is exciting because we get to work with.
Yeah. That's smart. Now, just out of curiosity, so when you first started, were you hiring a lot in-house to build it?
So, no, I did most of it myself for a period of time. And after about the 1.5 year mark, that's when I brought people in. And then I thought, okay, this is great. We'll grow, we'll do this. And I just, I don't like managing people. I know
It's tough, right?
It really is. And I take my hat off. I've got a couple of CEO friends and GMs, and I'm like, I just don't have it in me to manage the stuff, because when I'm looking after everyone else and all their little issues, I'm not free to do what I'm great at, which is seeing the gaps in the market, seeing the opportunity where I can create something. Mm-hmm. So if I'm tied down in that constant bang, 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 day in, day out grind, I'm not being my best self. And you have to take off the superwoman cape, because I've tried to wear it a few times and it just doesn't work. You can't do everything and be everything to everyone. It just doesn't work. So you've got to release that and right, what am I good at? Right, this is where I excel. Who do I need to back me up in these things? So I contract people in when we've got different projects who are going to be able to do stuff that I don't like doing, probably because I'm slower at it, not the best at it, and I don't like I'm this person, not the tick, 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 tick. Not the analytical ticking the boxes. You have to be aware of what's going on in your business on that level, but at the same time, I struggle with it's not my strong suit. I like working on teams, but definitely not into micromanaging, managing, and doing all of that. Not my cup of tea.
And I kind of see where you're coming from, because it can be really redundant too, right? Day in and day out, like scheduling, everything the same time and just managing. And then there's also one of the things that drive me crazy is like drama, right? It's like internal, like, oh my God, right? And the more people you have, the more drama you can create, right?
So I like to be away from all of that. So even as a makeup artist on that, I didn't really get to receive too much of it, because you might be working with the team for a day, a week, and then you might not work with that team again for a month. So you don't get involved, just like, hi, you can kind of sugarcoat everything. You don't have to get involved in all the stuff that's not your stuff. And I think that's why people really waste a lot of time in business, because they're either scared to move forward or they're feeling a block. So what do? Oh, that person, let me get involved in their stuff. You need to be like tunnel vision, and then on that journey, then you've got to step out of the tunnel vision and oversee, and does anything need changing? But you've got to know, there's my end goal. How am I going to get there? Because getting involved in everyone else's drama in life or in business, it's a waste of your time. It's their journey, their stuff. You can be supportive, but you can't do the work for people. So I just, I'm a little bit, I've got my nice little boundaries up. And I say, well, if you really want to get to where you want to go, you look at any sports player. You want to get there. How do you get there? You are bang. I'm going to train. I'm going to do this. You have to do the same discipline for yourself within business. So that so that was 222 group. And then the Makeup Artist Guild, I was always looking for a sense of community within my industry. And again, like sometimes you work alone a lot. Sometimes you might work on TV production where you're there maybe, one day a week working on X Factor or whatever it might have been. So then you've got that kind of team, but there was no one there to support our industry, to nurture it. In Australia, we still pay full retail price, for a lot of products. So this is fair. Like, if I want to buy an Armani foundation, I'm paying 90 Australian dollars, just like the other consumer.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't.
I would think you would get special pricing because you use so much of the product and you recommend the product, right?
Free sales reps, if you like.
I know, right?
And so what I was looking for is that sense of community. And then I kept looking around. I thought, well, it's not done and nobody else is game to put their hand up. How can I do this? So I spent 2 years sort of working across different parts of the industry. So I normally don't work in film. Again, knowing my personality now, like I have no desire to work with the same people day in, day out for 4 months. But sometimes they say, who wants to do additional work? So I put my hand up, which means you're there for maximum 2 weeks, doing a block. Or it might be a few days. And so you do a big block with, when they've got 400 extras in and you're in, And so I got to meet a lot of the film people through that way. And, there's so many people across all parts of the industry that want the same sense of community. So I was like, rightio, now that I've done my research, how do I bring it together and how do I create it? And so the whole point was understanding the purpose behind it, because I knew it was going to cost me a lot of money to set up. It's going to be a lot of time and energy. So I base everything I do of time, energy, and wealth. So I had it described to me once by a wonderful spiritual lady, and she said time, energy, money. And money's never been my driver. So for me, wealth accounts for financial and also in here, because some things you just got to do for in here because it makes you feel good. And then when you feel good, everything else comes together.
Absolutely.
So we created the Makeup Artist Guild to unite, nurture, power artists, and then within that we created the Makeup Artist Guild Awards platform. So we are in our 3rd year this year. So again, with what's going on in the world, we have a party at the end of the year? I don't think so.
A little tough,
So, and coming from a business perspective, obviously when you're running at a big event, so I've had to learn how to do events. I've had to do, lucky I've got a lot of people who I trust. So I have an amazing events producer, but, I still do the creative and oversee everything. So that within itself, this would have been our 1st year making a profit. So the 1st year cost you money. The 2nd year you want to break even. And
hopefully you can start seeing a profit.
Well, thanks to our lovely COVID friend.
I know. Who would have thought, right?
But what we decided to do, because, I don't know about anyone else out there, but I spent the first 2 weeks I was working on fashion shows in another state in Australia. And we all get pulled off that job. Everyone's to go home. One on our team, we got told, okay, someone that was working near us had the virus. So we all had to be in complete lockdown. So we were all tested. We were fine. But then on top of that, then we had our lockdown come in. So I spent 4 weeks in a small 1-bedroom apartment, which is, normally okay. But I was literally having my breakdown, and I was looking forward to this year and thinking, everything I've now worked so hard for, and this is very selfish, because there's a lot of worse things going on, but in that moment when you're trapped in your own headspace,
Hey, especially in this like 1-bedroom apartment, right? You're not at your home, you're not in a place that you're used to, right? And all this thing just happened, right? It's
you just kind
crazy.
of like, what? And then and I think I haven't watched the news now in about 5 weeks. I just can't. I'll choose my station and I'll
nothing really that exciting.
No, but it was force-fed fear, and I normally don't buy into it, and I did, and I just felt this level of anxiety. I was having panic attack, and I was I'm like, this isn't me. What's going on? And so it was everything that I was trying not to think about. So, this business now not making a profit for the first time, all these things that weren't going to come to fruition. So I was actually meant to be in New York right now, believe it or not. So very grateful I'm in Australia, where we haven't been anywhere near as affected as, the rest of the world. But
and from what I've read, Australia would just opened up, being in Sydney, it just opened up last Friday, right? Last week.
And not completely either. So they're doing it in stages.
Okay.
So you're 10 people in a restaurant. That's where we're at. So, it's a little bit by little bit. I'm more excited about sitting in the park and having a picnic. Just be outside with a group of friends. There'll definitely be a bottle of rosé involved with our friends. But, I think I wasn't acknowledging what was going on for me in the beginning. And then that level of anxiety and fear, and this happens in business sometimes as well. So when that comes up for you, if you can work out your triggers, like I'm 43, so, and I've done a lot of personal growth stuff. So within that, you kind of know your triggers, but this one kind of hit me like God only knows what. And it was just exhausting. And so, you kind of clear your headspace, get back on top, start doing meditations. And then you're like, right, how can I won the awards this year? But I know the artists won't have worked for 3 months. So how can I expect them to pay the regular entry fees? How can I expect people who haven't worked for 3 months, they're not going to fly to Sydney, they're not going to pay for accommodation, they're not going to pay for a ticket to the awards. That is an expensive, costly, thing for someone when they're not making money. So we are, working all this out at the moment, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I can announce that we can, just fine tuning a few things, but it looks like we'll be able to reduce the entry fees immensely for our members, and people who aren't members can enter, but they'll be, charged a little bit more, but still reasonable. And also we'll be looking at streaming our event at the end of the year. So just making it, how do I not have anything? No, I need someone to have the title of Makeup Artist of the Year for 2020, and people in this time need something to celebrate. They need something to feel. When you go back through your work as an artist, you're like, oh, I actually did really well. I love that. So there's things that we'll put in place to be able to keep that, the awards platform alive for this year. But you've got to do it respectfully, because if I was saying, we're charging our $200 entry fee when, most people will enter between 3 and 5 times. Now, if you haven't worked for a long period of time, and you've got
they might be struggling, they're trying to get back on their feet, so that's something to consider.
So for me, again, I had to come back to, and I always have, like, each of my business, I have their brand strategy out, so I've got their purpose. So the purpose for this is unite, nurture, and empower. So if I'm not doing that, I'm not doing my job as a business owner for those people, because if I'm saying I want this, I'm putting my own dollar value of what we need as a business to survive. If we don't make we're not going to make a profit this year. I've done the numbers, but if we can do something where we look after people, that comes back tenfold. So know your consumer, know your customer, know your client, whoever it is,
Yeah.
and care about them.
Yeah.
Like, it costs nothing to be kind, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather not make a profit and know that people are being looked after, because this is what we're meant to do in that business as well.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. I look at this, it's like, if you are a business right now or thinking about starting a business and you survive 2020, okay, you survive this, all right, you can take on anything in the future, all right, and also you're going to come out even stronger, especially if you're able to build a business and generate, you know, or even break even, right? Imagine, like, because there's a lot of businesses that are struggling, right? Now, if you're able to get through that, you might be able to, you know, get that location at a more discounted rate, right? You might be able to be, you're just overall in a better position, but you just have to figure out ways to kind of get through this hurdle.
Yeah. I think this is a really good opportunity while you're sitting still to take a look at your business. And I've been doing this, I've made changes, obviously, like doing one big shift within the awards, but not just that, there's things that I had on the back burner that I wasn't able to do for a while. So I've been able to do that. But I think as well, taking a look at your overall business, because I think people who have an amazing craft or an amazing skill, and then they've created a business around that. Sometimes, so that could be an artist, it could be, you know, an eyebrow person, it could be, you know, an amazing beautician whose clients have grown so much that they now have a successful business and they're managing staff. And so what sometimes happens is all this grows, but you've never done the work on the business.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you're so focused, right? Day-to-day operations, everyone's pulling you in all these different directions. And then now it's like, you know, I look at things half full, right? Like you said, this is an opportunity for you to, you know what, take a step back, reevaluate everything. Like, I've actually had other guests on the show that basically mentioned, you know what, this gave me an opportunity to reevaluate my whole business model, you know, my whole business. Like, why am I doing this? And then they started looking at potentially pivoting into, you know, still in the same industry, but doing a slightly something different, you know? So
I think that's key. It's one of those things that when you're so busy, and I'm guilty of it, like I've burnt out twice, you know, you know, you're like, go, 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 go. And you're like, head up a year later, you're like, what just happened? And you know what? There were some other things I didn't get to achieve. Why didn't I? Because I was so busy in go mode. I didn't set my strategy. So when I look at understanding a business, you really, something you touched on, which is the 7C strategy. One of my favorites out of that is clarity. And when we talk about clarity, you need clarity around your purpose, the why behind you, you know, why do you do what you do? Because if you know that, that's an easy sell to your clients. Because you're not selling from like, I need to pay rent this week and I need to get money in my account because, you know, if you don't pay me and if you don't buy that extra product when you're walking out the door like that, that when it comes at you is not pretty. But you're like, your purpose is to make someone feel great. You know what, that's a moisturizer we used. How do you feel right now? Oh my God, it feels amazing. Great. Well, if you prefer it, we can add it into the package for you to take home. We give you a 10% discount because you've had a treatment with us. Up to you. But, you know, it's there if you want to, you know, feel good at home as well. You've just told them they want to feel great. They want to feel great. Is coming because your purpose is good. Your purpose is you want the client to feel good. So if you get clear around your purpose, the way you sell and the way you deliver your message is beautiful. Whereas if you deliver out of fear, it's like, you know.
Us as human beings, we can feel the energy. You don't even have to say it, right? You feel it.
Well, you can see in someone's face, especially after none of us have had any Botox for a while. I'll be honest, I don't care. And I think the other two things I talk about under clarity is your brand. Really get clear on your brand. And that's a lot to take in, because you need to know your consumer. You need to know what your brand's ethos is, what your brand's philosophy is, you know, and that has to follow through with everything. And then the other thing you need to have clarity around is your goals, because if you don't know where you're going, how do you know when you got there? And
how do you get there?
Like, and I think what happens within business, and especially small to medium-sized business, is that you get 3/4 of the way around. And what I mean by that is you get to here and you're like, okay, good, that's done. What's next? And you got this, okay, keep going. And this last bit here is the last C that we even talk about in our strategy is celebrate it. Because if you don't ever feel that sense of achievement, it keeps you moving forward.
Yeah.
So when you feel like you cut back, it doesn't mean you sit back for a year. Like I'm talking, you know, a couple of days, you know, a week at most. Sit back and know what that feeling feels like to have achieved something rather than miss that.
Yeah. And enjoy that win, right? Embrace it a little bit. And I've realized sometimes like the best ideas that I've come up with is when I celebrated, took a break, you know, maybe for a few days and a weekend trip or something. That's when I'm like, oh, wow, why didn't I think about this, this, and this? Because like, I'm sure with a lot of entrepreneurs, your brain doesn't turn off, right? You're constantly thinking about, okay, what can I do to improve my business, right? So take a step, celebrate, take a break, enjoy the time, you know, get some time off. So now we have a lot of time off, you know, kind of. So
but this is a really good chance to do an introspect on not just your business, but on you. Because over time, you might want to have been the best beautician, and now you're 20 years into your career, you might want to have the best salon. You might want to, but really, like, what does that mean for you? What does the best salon look like? What does that, you have to get so clear, and it has to be a number. And again, it's like, okay, how much money, when obviously when we're not in COVID, how much money do you want to make? Like, you've got to look at your sales strategy. How much money do I want to make then? And then break that down. How many weeks do I need to actually do that for? How much do I need to make? Like, you've got to start thinking. And so many people, especially creatives or people who have a specific craft, don't look at numbers in their business. And I've been guilty of it. Like, you know, I did it when I was younger. I was like, oh, what's that? But, you know, you learn, you grow, and you evolve, but you've got to be open to learning. You really do.
Yeah. And one of the books I've read, it's called The E-Myth, and they talk about these three things about like being a technician, being a manager, and then being an entrepreneur. So it's like the past, the present, and the future. Like you can be really good at your skill set, but if you're building a business, you have to manage it, and you have to be the entrepreneur. You have to look into the future and say, all right, what direction should I take? Where should I go? Right? Yeah,
I think that's where, you know, we talk about needing to work on the business and not in the business. So when you're doing your 9 to 5 daily grind, and you're doing your accounting software, and you're doing all of this, and you're making appointments, or whatever it is.
That's all technical.
Business. So you've got to take that step back and do the overview. How's our strategy going? Are we achieving this? What gaps are there? Is there something in the market right now? Because you know what, we might not be able to open our salon doors, but is it going to get to a point where maybe we can do one-on-one treatment? You know, exactly. So if that's a possibility, where's your database? Where's your database at? Most people would have like a salon system, a booking system. Look at your database. How are you communicating with your clients during this time so that they stay loyal to you later on? Or if they start, you know, doing something, I don't know where it's at the moment with you guys, but you know, it might get to a point that you can do one-on-one. So would you consider sending your team to do a home visit, or having people coming in, you know, so there's no interaction, whatever it might be, but start thinking outside the box. Don't think that straight away you're going to be able to work how you used to work. But if you're open, rather than like, oh, I'm not doing anything, I can't, that's all you're going to be able to do. But start thinking. But even if you can just communicate with your clients in this time, and look, trust me, do not send them an email going, hope you're well during COVID, because that just, if I have one more email like that.
I know, it's a million of those.
I just want to tell people to bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah. It's just annoying. And there's also companies out there that haven't reached out, haven't worked with, haven't, that normally will try and sell me stuff, that are reaching, oh, we really feel for you during, you didn't care for me on the other time. Like, hang on a second. You know what I want to hear? Something positive. Like say, you know, we really miss our clients. We miss your smiling faces coming through the door. That's what I miss. You know, I miss that energy with people. So say something like that, you know, can't wait to see your smiling face coming through the door. You know, keep you posted with anything that we do start to get up and off the ground. You know, you might finish it, hope you're safe and well, you know, but not one of these fake, crappy, you know, all it is it's like someone's copy and pasted, oh, during COVID, we hope you've been staying safe. And that's how it starts. I'm like, Oh, we hope you're well. Bugger off.
Yeah, you want to. There's so much noise out there. You want to kind of differentiate yourself. Here's an idea. You could even create a short video, and send the video, with your face in front of them, make it more personal, right?
Yeah. Or just little snippets of your whole team, your whole beauty team.
Yeah,
exactly. Like send a quick, 3-second, miss you guys, and everyone's going to have their own personality to it. And people go, oh, how thoughtful. You can dump a video into MailChimp. It's not hard. You can run that through your database just to push stuff out. There's plenty of ways. Like you will have an email address for all of your clients, if not even a phone number. Send them a text with a little mini video. I don't know,
I love
something. Just think outside the box about your marketing strategy right now, because if you're doing something that's traditional, it's not going to work. If you're copying everyone else, it's not going to work. Again, know your brand, know what you stand for, and deliver that in the message. It doesn't mean you have to stand there and go, I want to make people feel beautiful. That's not it. No, that's
like every other beauty company, right?
That's behind the message, So it's like, can't wait to see your beautiful face in the salon, whatever, something along those lines. Or we look forward to pampering you soon, things like that. Things that resonate with your brand's philosophy is really key. But think about how you can do it differently, because at the moment, you're sitting at home, you're getting a million emails, half of them are irrelevant. And it's just like, if I get, and all these people, I just have noticed as well, people that were doing things that were insensitive, and also just a full sales pitch with the influencers. No, it has to have integrity. People need honesty and integrity right now. If you're posting something like, oh my God, look at this beautiful picture, and look at me, I'm a Tahitian princess and I'm doing this, and I'm on, we know that everyone's trapped in stores right now. It's not.
I know, exactly. Like for example, like you don't want to take a picture of you on the beach, right? While everyone else is stuck at home, right? Don't do that.
Do something that's not you can be aspirational.
Yeah.
But at the same, you could put something with a nice caption, or can't wait to spoil you before your next beach holiday, whenever that is.
Okay, yeah.
Make it playful or fun. So, you can be aspirational, but you don't want to be fake. And you don't want to pretend you're there right now, because I literally just gone through, and even people that I knew, like delete, and deleting Instagram, deleting, and I was just, because I was, a little bit frustrated in the first few weeks, to say the least. So I think really think about your clients, what you can be doing for them now, rethinking your strategy about how you market to them, and what something that you could do that's kind for them in this moment.
Yeah. Now,
that's just a personal message.
So one of the I guess educational platforms you created is called the 7 C's, and you kind of touch on one of them. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? And I saw on your website, like you were about to kind of do like a big like announcement of it, right, in New York. But some things got, some things happened. But hey, no worries. But can you tell us a little more about it?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I'd written a book, which was.
Is it for sale now?
No. So what I did was I changed everything, because that's just me. Look, the book was meant to launch in the US. In New York in May, and I was going to be presenting over there as well. So I'd been asked to present at the New York makeup show. So I was going to be presenting my strategy over there and helping artists to, we'd be doing like workshops and things. So it would have been amazing. But anyway, so what I did at the moment, people, I started running. So instead of having just the book, I sort of broke it down and sort of where it was going, I kind of pulled it back a little bit and just changed a few things around, because the few people that I'd spoken to in the creative industry it needs to be playful. You can't give a makeup artist like an accounting software and go, hey, this is exciting.
Full sleep, right? Like, what is it?
We kind of reworked it into the 7C strategy, and I'm creating, we film, so everything in the book has now been created into scripts, and in 2 weeks time we film it all. So it'll be an online, so that it's more personable, more interactive, because I think during this time, it's a nice thing that people can have chats with you. So we've been running, I've been running some, long webinars with groups of people as well. And we had such great feedback, and
Yeah.
it's a really nice thing to do. There's a big arts group in Australia where people were really, really struggling financially, mentally. And so I put it up onto that and said, hey, I want to give back to an industry that I love. Who wants to jump on? So we did 3-hour webinars. And it was just intense. But the wonderful feedback that we had was just like, people had worked with business coaches and done this, and they said, you really understand either a small salon, or a freelancer, or, and you're speaking to us not in, hi, I'm very proper and I'm an accountant, because I'm not, I've learned from my own mistakes. And so, so the 7C strategy just sounded, it's a lot more playful and fun than the serious book I was trying to do. And it's more me. So this kind of, because I was so busy and pushing to get the book done, I forgot to make it playful, which is me. Like, I'm not, I'm not fine.
Like at that point, like you're probably like so data driven. You're like, okay, I want to give as much data as possible. And then you're like, oh wow, there's no color in this.
Personality out of it. And again, you lose your brand in that. So hang on a second, you've got to come back. So I'm grateful that we've had this and creating that platform, to do it. So it'll be an online, and the book will come out after. But our 7 C's, the first is candidness.
Okay.
So you've got to look at yourself in the mirror, put your business right there with you, and take a good hard look, and be okay and accept where you're at. It's okay not to be perfect. Like I haven't been. I've made enough mistakes. And the only reason I know that you've got to be really honest with yourself is that because sometimes I hadn't been, and I didn't know the numbers, and things were costing way too much. And you've got to just be really honest with where you're at. If you don't have a strategy and you don't have stuff done, you don't have it done yet. End of story. But stop putting extra barriers in front of you, because you're only creating more blocks. Accept where you're at, and then you've got freedom to start. Okay. Second is the clarity, which we talked about, which is quite big, because you've got to get clarity on a lot of things. The third is creative thinking. So that's what we were just talking about with thinking marketing strategy. You're an artist. Beauticians are artists, and they see the beauty in things that other people don't see. They can bring a shape to life in the eyebrow. They can bring skin to life. You're an artist in a way. So think about all the detail and all the beautiful things that you see that other people miss, because you have that attention to detail. So how can you use that? Be creative about the way you can use all these things that you actually are naturally great at, and then bring that to, either your strategy or your business or the aesthetic of your business. Just think about how you can really stand out with the skills that you have. So you don't have to go and do it. You are good enough as you are. Just own it and know it, and work out all those beautiful little things that make you special or your business special. The next one is construct. So constructing is, you need to construct a marketing strategy, a sales strategy, and a goals strategy. So it's okay in the beginning to have your goals and work out what they are, but how are you going to get there? So you can't just say, I want to make $1 million this year.
We all do, but how do you get there, right?
You're here, there's $1 million. How do you make that a reality? Break that down into a month, break that down into a, do you have to add stuff? How much is that going to cost you? How much do you need to make off each person? How much do you need as an average per client coming through? Like, you have to get really clear. So then, if you've got to upsell with products as they're walking out the door, or at the moment they're all at home, they've all got to do their own beauty regime. Do it with your products, and then say, hey guys, we put a great pack together because we know you've got this specialized skin. Customize it for each of your customers. Hey, we know you do this. Can I send you out a pack? We're happy to do 20% off. People will be like, are you taking it out of my head? Like, I don't need to think. Great, done. Send it to me. Otherwise, think about things like that. So construct your strategy, marketing strategy, sales strategy, and a goal strategy. All three of those, need to be done. And whatever was done for the beginning of the year, all right, now you got to change it.
Oh yeah.
You can't do the same strategy and think that you're going to get the same results at the end of the year, because we're not. It's just like I'm looking outside, it's just a whole different world out there. So know it, accept it, be okay with it, because there's nothing else you can do. You can scream, you can be frustrated, you can cry, but then you need to get over yourself. Because you are the only person that stands in your way in business. Up here. Always. So if you can, however you make that work for you, if you can get this clear, you are going to move forward. But when you've got all these blocks, you don't move forward.
No.
Yeah. And then so after you've constructed all of that, you've got to communicate it. So there's no point having these strategies and they sit there and you're like, oh, but we created a really good strategy.
Yeah.
How do people know about it? Where's your database? How do you get out there?
You don't keep it to yourself? What?
You've then got to really push that message out. So
Yeah.
you've got to push it out. You've got to communicate it. So once you're clear on everything and then you've got a strategy behind it, are you going to send out an EDM once a week, or is that too in people's face? Are you going to send it out, every 4 weeks? During this time, are you going to make sure that your social media is telling a story? How do you keep your customers engaged? How do you stay visible in a time we're locked indoors? So that's something that I've really made sure in this time for me personally, because I had all these great things. How do I stay visible so that when the world rights itself once more, I'm still here. I haven't gone all the way back here.
I love that.
So I want to stay visible because I want people to know about my book. I want to help people. I want people to know about our strategy. How can I stay visible? You've got to really think about that, because there's a lot of people fighting for attention to be seen right now. How can you stand out in a way that has integrity and authenticity for you and your brand? I think that's key.
And I would add to that too, like, don't forget your staff, right? Communication to your staff, communication to your vendors, to your partners, right? Because they have to be on board with your strategy, right? They need to know, oh, this is what you're doing. Okay, well, I guess we're going to help you, on all these areas. So you're all moving in the same direction, right?
Well, communicating with them will be key. And also don't be scared to include them. Do a little round table Zoom and just say, right, guys, so I'm going to give, a week's holiday to somebody, whoever comes up with the best strategy or the best new marketing idea about how we can do it in this time. Have some fun, make it a competition, throw another C in there. But depending on how people work. So for me, I need, it sounds really bad, but I need to win. So in my mind, not with other people, but I need to tick goals all day, every day.
There's a little competitiveness there, right?
And not with other people, it's within myself.
There's
this constant strive. My dad growing up, he used to say, you play to win or you don't play at all, love, like very Australian. And my mum was always, be a team player. So I feel like I've got a nice balance of both.
I bet as well.
I want to win. So the way I function is that I set myself fun little goals all day.
Nice.
Because I know I like to win. So I'm like, right, when you get that ticked off, you can go for a walk around the block. When you get that ticked off, a new donut shop opened up the road, you can go get a donut. Nice. So I make it into a game with myself, because otherwise I'm bored and I can't, so little things like that. You could do it not just with yourself, but with your team. And some people like that, and other people a bit more, so work out, you'll know your team. And work out, like, if the competition and making it fun is relevant for them, or maybe it's something more gentle and kind. Like, everyone's different. So I'm like a bit of a taskmaster with myself. But I quite like that, because for me, I find it fun. But that's not for everyone either. And then so after the communicate, we have consistency. So whatever you're doing, be consistent with it. So it's got to keep going. Don't send one email out and then not another one for 2 months, and then not another one. Like, set yourself your timing and be consistent. So it'd be like you with launching your episodes and things. You're consistently putting them out there.
That's right.
And people know to come back to you, either your website or have a look on Facebook. Oh, who have they done this week? So start thinking about that. And you could maybe, as a salon, interview your clients and say, with all the stuff you've learned from being in our salon, how has that helped you at home during this time? What do you know to do? Oh, you guys gave me some great advice on being able to do a little, and you might gift them a little gift pack, for doing that. So you're not paying them to do it, but you might say to your clients, can we send you a little gift pack and you do us a little thing, because we love the way your skin's looking on Instagram. There's a way of doing things that has integrity, and it's not an influencer, it's actually your customer. you know, so things like that. So consistency, get the message out there. And then the last one, pop the bubbles, celebrate. Make sure you do it. You have to, because as small business owners, we push.
Yeah.
And if you don't get that sense of achievement, you can burn out just from exhaustion.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You just don't get that, you know what? You've done a really good job. And it is really hard to do that for yourself. Like, I know I've struggled with it, and it's so nice when you've got someone to bounce off, and it's so nice when you've heard someone say, congratulations, that was amazing. And I normally just cry, as much as I'm, taskmaster with myself. I just burst into tears because you realize that, oh my God, I actually created this beautiful awards program that celebrates the artists and, does this thing. And you see people change and grow and, they feel elevated, and you've got a whole room full of a few hundred people feeling elevated.
Yes.
And because you put the time, energy and wealth into that, you made it happen. But you've got to sit back and look at the room and go, wow, I did that. And there's no skill in it. It's like you have to be appreciative of what you've sacrificed to be able to do that. And that for people might be time with their families. It might be, whatever it is, money, whatever it is for people. And I think celebrating those wins is key. It really is key.
Yeah, and I would add, don't just celebrate with others, celebrate with, and I love, you have your artists guild and other entrepreneurs, other peers, family, friends, right? Especially ones that understand the struggles and the challenges you're going through. You're able to celebrate that, and they realize, like, and sometimes, like, you're right, like we do things, and to us, because we're in it every single day, it feels like, okay, well, this is just another thing I've done. Now I'm so goal oriented. I'm focused on the next thing and the next thing. And others are looking at you like, wow, this is quite impressive, like what you've done here. But because you're going so fast that you don't even stop to smell the roses, right? So go celebrate with others.
Yeah, and even in this time, yes, you're not making money. Yes, it's bloody scary. And you feel like you're on a roller coaster ride. You've got your highs when you're doing something, you tick a box, and then you've got your lows. You're like, can I please talk to somebody? Myself
or my business is on lockdown.
Right? And it's look, to be honest with you, I have not made a cent since the first week of March.
Yes.
So
wow.
I have not made a cent, and it's difficult. Like, the government here has been really great with businesses and helping to keep them survive, and without that assistance, in the first few weeks I had my head between my legs and I was like breathing really hard, and it was scary. And it's going to be scary for the next 6 months. But if there's a way that you can re-strategize, work out how you can reduce. I literally wrote a list of every expense that I had, and I ran every single person until I got through. And there was like 6 hours, like you felt like you just kept calling and they'd hang up on you and waiting. And, I rang every single supplier, every single company, said, what can you do for me right now? I've been a loyal customer for X amount of years, or, what can you do? Just for the next few months to reduce any outgoings. And it's okay. But I felt like I was failing, but I knew I had to do it. But it's not an easy thing to do. But knowing that there was going to be no future money coming in for a period of time, you have to do it. So again, like knowing your numbers and like, right, how do I reduce every little bit of expense to the nth degree? And you just got to keep asking the questions. The worst they can say is no. Is it going to kill you? Could it potentially help you? Yes. Be okay with maybe getting a rejection. It's 50-50 what they could say. So, if they say no, call someone else. Hey, I want to change the companies. Can you do me a deal through COVID? Blah, 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 blah. And I'll sign a contract for 2 years, whatever. So ask the questions. Ask the questions.
And now, this is when like the vendors understand, other businesses understand too, what the world's going through. And also to them, it's a message of, if you're really that important to them, they're going to work something out. And then at that point, they're going to have a loyal customer forever. Right.
People
So
have been, what I've found, people have been extremely generous, but again, you approach it with kindness.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
them say, I need to, and
yeah, I demand this, right? No,
like,
don't do that.
"Hey, this is the position I'm in. This is the position my business is in. I'm
Yeah,
happy to send you a P&L, like your profit and loss,
yeah,
the last couple of months. It might be that they need something to prove that you're not working, but everyone really knows. Some people
yeah,
want a bit more clarity around things,
yeah.
but it's like, this is where I'm at.
Hmm.
I don't want to lose my business, because if we have to do this, but if with your help, I
Yeah.
could potentially, if I get all the help from all of my suppliers or anything, that we can work together, we're going to stay
Hmm.
loyal to you in the future. Look, you would want to be loyal with them if they're being great to you as well. So it's really about,
Yeah.
as hard as it is, like there were some days I literally, I think I did throw my phone after waiting 2 hours on hold, and someone was like,
Yeah.
and then the phone hung up, and I was like, I think I cried for another hour. But it's okay to feel whatever you feel right now. It's okay not to be okay every day, but just ask questions, try, do the best you can, and seek mentors during this time.
Hmm.
Like, realistically, so I put my feelers out there to a few people with Beauty Boss Business, and this is something that I wanted to launch for a while. So we only launched our website last week. So sitting around, I built that, created it all, did everything I wanted to do, and we've been filming some things, which is all going to start to come through with our content. And then there was an amazing group on Facebook in Australia called Arts Tasker, and so all these people were doing. So people in the entertainment industry who've been so out of work, there's no productions, there's no shows, there's nothing. So a lot of people who do work in those industries have extra skills. So within Arts Tasker, I looked through there and I searched editor. So I know that my skill set is in editing with video. And so literally a guy came back and we've been working together.
Nice.
His rates are reduced at the moment as well, because he's meant to be coordinating on shows. He does all the musical theatre and things.
Yeah.
And so he's not doing that, but he's got this great everything. He's like, I'm happy to do it for this for you, love. Like, no worries. And I said, really? And so compared to what you would normally pay, I'm paying a lot less. So if you've got a little bit of savings there and your stuff that you want to do, there's people out there that are happy to give you a fair rate and try. I don't know if there's any other industries, but this group's called Arts Tasker. So it's all people in the arts industry.
Love that. Thank you. Yeah.
And we've got a different skill set. And so think about, you could be, I need someone to design this, I need someone to design that. And look, there are a lot of online platforms that you can use, but I thought I'd rather put my money into someone, knowing that I'm feeding someone that I know, through a group, or someone in a similar industry who love what they do and are passionate. And so that's sort of where I found him, and we've been working together. And so Beauty Boss Business was always my Instagram. And so that's sort of just evolved. And I think I was in New York in November at the end of last year, and my mum came on a trip with me, and we had some having meetings that we're setting up now. But the main reason for going, I was up for a couple of awards in America. So I took home 2 entrepreneur awards within the Stevie Awards. That's another thing I'd say, while you've got this time, start researching what awards your business can enter, because that elevates you. So after winning these 2 awards, I've had articles written about me, like so many different things that again boost your profile and boost your business. So think about that. Like, normally you're so busy that maybe you haven't done that for your salon or for your own work. Go out there and start. This is a great way to promote yourself without going, look at me, look at me. As the award does that for you. So start entering awards, start putting yourself out there, and you'll know the first couple of times you'll enter, where you're at in comparison to other people. So it's like, right, I need to up my award game. I need to do this. I need to blah, blah, blah. So start researching while you've got the time. What can I enter for my business? What can boost this? And then if you're saying award-winning salon and you've got a little sign in the front window, why wouldn't you click on that? So start thinking about, these are all things that we talk about, in promotion and in communicating your message. There's lots of ways to skin a cat, Sounds really gross, that saying. I don't know why.
I don't want to say that, but there's so many options. So many ways to grow and build your business. Like I know, and I get, it's a stressful time. and everyone kind of gets their emotions out differently. Sometimes, some people break down, some people, need someone to talk to, and maybe they just need a complete break, for a while. But after you go through all your emotions and kind of sort it all out, okay, then now would be the time to actually take action and do something about it. Because if you stay where you're at and just stand still and idle, the world's going to move forward, right? Yeah. Everything else is going to move forward. We're going to get over this, right? Sure, the world will look different, but other businesses, other entrepreneurs are going to get over this, and you can be part of that too. So what you're recommending, it's absolutely, I believe 100% in it. Like focus on, other opportunities, other ways to grow and expand your business. Mentorship is super crucial, because like now it might, go ahead.
People right now, there's people like me sitting at home, and someone reached out to me and said, would you consider working with me? And normally I wouldn't say yes, because I don't have the time.
I was like, this is amazing, right?
And I said, yeah, for sure. And she said, oh, okay, well, if you were to coach me through a few processes, how much would that cost? I'm happy to do this for this. Yeah. And she's like, really? And I said, well, yeah. I said, because at the moment we're all not working, and I'm not devaluing my worth, but we'd had a couple of meetings. I like what she's about. I know she doesn't have massive cash flow. And I think what she's trying to do is something new in an industry, and I find that exciting. And normally I'd say no, because if I'm going to give people my time, it needs to be I need to be honest and upfront with people. And normally I am traveling a lot, normally I am doing a lot of different things. So now while I have the time, I can give you an hour a week, no problem. And then you need to go away and do the work. And so reach out to people and ask someone, get out of your comfort zone. Get right out of there. Get out of it. And just go and ask someone that you've always thought could have been a great business mentor, and see what they say. Because you might just be, she was like, she sent me a message 2 days later, she said, I still can't believe you said yes.
Like, what do you have to lose, right?
Nothing.
No. Okay.
We've already lost it all. We're not making any money. We're sitting on our backside. We're stuck indoors.
I know. Exactly. So, and also, even if they say no, that doesn't mean no forever, right? It might be they're busy for, for this week or this month. It doesn't mean you can't reach out a month from now or 2 months. So.
And then it's also smart, as for me, if people are reaching out and I start to put together a new kind of workshop that mainly just targets one thing, like, well, hey, I don't have time to mentor you, but me thinking about my database, how can I communicate with people? Every single person that always contacts you is a potential client. So you've always got to be smart, treat them as such. And you don't want to be like, sometimes people get your email address and they hound you like 3 times a week with all these, you have to do this and I'm going to get you here. And I'm like, I don't buy into fear and the aggression. Like,
You don't need, the pressure, high pressure or high pressure sales. I get turned off by that.
No, people do, and that's fine, but it's not how I want to do it. But if someone contacts me, I'm like, hey, to be honest, I'm not mentoring anyone at the moment, but I do run a lot of workshops. Can I add you to my database? Oh my God, that'd be great. I said, we don't bombard you. We'll send you out stuff when we've got new things. And then we'll sort of keep you up to date with the newsletter as well, with other things that we've got going on. Kind, not in someone's face, still be consistent. And automate. That's another great thing you can do. You don't have to be sitting there hand typing all these emails. Automation.
Yes.
When someone signs up to your website, you can have an automation click in. So the way I heard, while you've got this time as well, and there's something I didn't do for a long time, but automating. There's a great book called The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss, yes.
He is, look, some people are going to like some parts of it. Some people are going to like other parts. There'll be parts that resonate for you in different things when you do them at different times. So I've read the book 3 times, and I picked different messaging each time. And so what he does is automate a lot of things. So it takes you physically out of doing the daily grind so you can work on your business. So
Yeah.
automation is key. So start researching. As soon as someone leaves your salon, bang, they get an automated email that afternoon. Set something in place. Everyone who's had an appointment, there's things you can do, things that you can set up within your systems. Now get home. Thanks so much for visiting us today. It was lovely to see you. We've got you scheduled in for next month. Any issues with that appointment time, get back to us and we'll shuffle it around for you. But this can happen with so many parts of your business. Automation is key because it can save you money on having a staff member doing all this stuff, which they can be spending their time doing something new, creative.
And all these things are redundant. So if a person or human being's doing it, it may be mind numbing to them, right? So if you can automate it, that's, that will save them a lot of time. Like you said, will help.
Saves you money.
That's
the thing. Money on staff members doing it. You think about it, if the staff member sat there and sent an email out to 20 clients that you had to come through that day, there goes 2 hours of her pay, right? The back's not stocked, this isn't clean, that's not done. Has she checked all the new appointments for tomorrow? Systems can do that automatically. So use your systems, and if you've been too busy to work them out, during this time, jump on whoever runs your salon system, like your booking system. Hi, I want to do a tutorial with you. Hi, I want to do a tutorial with you. Get the best out of what you're paying for, because there's been a lot of things that you may not be aware of that really make your life so much easier, faster, and cost effective. And right now, you want to be able to come back into your business when it does open and have it cost you as little as possible in your expenses. So you need to generate new clients. You need to be doing this. You're better off having your person sitting on front desk trying to find new clients, or ways or marketing to do that. Whether it's a local business, or, a beautiful building near you that you want to go in and promote to, do a demo, like getting someone to think outside the box rather than they're doing mind-numbing emails that can be automated. That's a waste of everyone's time, energy, and money.
Wow. You are a wealth of knowledge. And I wish we could talk here for another 3 hours. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the sun is actually coming out behind you now. It's actually bright.
So it's the building. There's the sky.
Yeah.
It was pitch black this morning. I was getting out of bed, and the local coffee shops, aren't open. There's only one that's really open really early, like if I was running to set, which I still sometimes work at set. So they're normally open at 5. So I am an early bird, but not through COVID.
And this is dedication, I just want to let the viewers know, if you're thinking about starting a business and you're running it, this Melanie, she's an amazing example. I couldn't even get up that early. All right. She's an amazing example of what an go-getter, early bird gets the worm, waking up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning just to be on this show. So thank you so much.
Definitely at 5, because I thought I'd put a face on. You wouldn't want to roll out of bed and then just jump on.
You roll out of bed just like that. Perfect.
I have to distract from my puffy eyes at this hour. Oh, right red lip and a red outfit. There we go.
You look great. So for our viewers, how can they reach you? How can they, learn more?
So Instagram, Beauty Boss Business is my Instagram handle, and then Melanie Burnicle. I have quite a big following on my Facebook page, but feel free. Sometimes I'm quicker on Instagram to see a message than I am on Facebook. But then our Beauty Boss Business website just launched, so feel free to jump on, and there's a click on the email button and shoot me an email. I do oversee everything, so I will, we'll see the emails.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and all the information and our show will be on our website. We'll upload to YouTube, but on our page, we'll transcribe a lot of this. So the example.
It's going to be very long.
Yeah, no problem. But there's so much value, so many golden nuggets here that I think anyone that's watching, that is definitely beneficial. So I highly recommend, you guys, of course, and by now, I'm sure you've watched the whole show, but all the details will be there in our reference area and on our show notes. So again, thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope everyone enjoyed the episode.
Thank you,
Bye.
David. Bye.
Bye.